Excuse me. Oh,
Oh, wait. Hey, do you need a hand with that?
no, I got it.
Oh,
I'm all
no,
good.
are you sure?
No,
It's
no,
gonna fall.
I got.
You dumb bitch. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's me, Lucifer. And with me is the pilot, the backbone to the show. It's Neri.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm definitely not the pilot of this.
No, you're just like you're the spine though, because I'm just all the squishy bits around it. And then we have the producer who's like the vital organ to like order.
She's the first one out of the airlock though.
She's
I thought
the
we were going for an
brain.
airplane thing, and then you went with like an exoskeleton. So now I don't know which way
I'm
we're
not
going.
I don't know planes. Aeroplane?
Aeroplanes.
I guess. Like aeroplane jelly. Oh,
Tight.
slaps.
Oh, the movie Airplane.
Never seen it.
It's good.
Is that like Flight Plan with Jodie Foster?
No, so
That was a good
it's a
one.
comedy with Leslie.
Oh my god, I have
Yeah.
watched it. I watched it probably a month ago, and then I watched the sequel.
I haven't seen
which
the
was
sequel.
even worse.
Okay, I could watch the sequel.
The 80s were wild.
It was nuts.
That's a movie advice. Watch it. It's not good. I'm not recommending it, and I don't endorse anything that they touch on in it, but it has not aged well at all.
Oh no, but what has from back then?
That's true.
But you got to watch it with 80s and 90s glasses, I think.
Something like that.
'Cause if
You
you
were
watch
there
it-
for that. How does that make you feel?
Old.
Oh,
Old
okay.
as hell.
Decrepit.
But yeah, don't watch it with like these days viewing goggles because yeah,
Oh my god,
Like,
that was everything.
we watched Eddie Murphy's Delirious. It's a stand-up comedy from the 80s,
Okay.
and it's offensive for back then,
Yeah.
but like I would laugh the whole way through, and my wife got offended the whole way through.
Fair.
So
Fair. Oh dear.
yeah, so that's you got to look at it with certain glasses on, I think.
Yeah, and look, I love nostalgia. It's one of my favorite feelings. But the 80s was just different. The 80s was wild.
Like there are some things. Like I'm not saying that passes for everything because there are some things you watch and even then you're like, damn, this is.
Damn, you can't say that anymore.
You can't. I don't think you can say it back then. Like there are some things that you should genuinely be.
Yeah,
kind of-
obviously.
I don't know if offended is the right word, but taken aback.
Yeah.
But then there are some things that some people get cranky about. It's like,
Yeah. But no, there were a few things that I'm like, oh my. Oh my god.
yeah.
And then I'm like, there's a sequel. Do we watch the sequel? And we watched the sequel and it was worse.
Is it the same actor? Like, I think Leslie Nielsen's his name.
most of the same cast.
Okay.
Mostly the same script. It's
Oh,
like they
okay.
wrote the movie twice and they're like, oh, but I really want to put this in. They're like, we'll put that in the sequel.
In the second one. Fair enough.
Wild. But yeah, so how has life been?
Yeah, not too bad. It's been a while since we've done this.
Been
Let's see if we remember what we're doing.
Okay, so we did since we last recorded break the
The fourth wall.
the veil for a second. We've done the live show. That was fun.
That was great.
That was so fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I can't wait for the next one.
We've got some other little secret things in the pipeline, some ideas, some thoughts, some theories and queries. Yeah.
Also, I do want to make a bit of a housekeeping thing.
Yes.
So last episode, I said we're doing episode, I think it was 13 or 14. So it's actually episode 12 because who edits the podcast, lost a couple of episodes.
Dumb bitch.
Hopefully, I'll find them, but I haven't been able to yet. And they were good episodes too. We learned some stuff. We learned some things.
Did. Hopefully you do find them and we can just release them later as like the lost episodes.
That's what I'm thinking. If I find them, I'll just be like,
No, we need to think of a different word other than lost. The found episodes.
the found episodes. The Black Smoke episodes.
The black. Don't be fucking funny. Oh, we'll just title those episodes the my pin number. The number. What's the lost number?
4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
Yeah, that's my pin number.
That's right.
Um,
I hope no one mugs you that listens to this and
that's
tries
fine.
it.
They can try. I wouldn't mug me. I'm a 115 kilo man. I'll whoop your
I
ass.
kill you.
Oh, but yes.
It's not my pin number, so don't come at me.
No.
I'm not 100.
Don't come at him. Come on him.
Face, neck, and chest.
Face, neck, and chest. Anywhere but the hair. It's disrespectful.
Or the eyes. You don't want
Or
that.
the eyes. No,
That
oh my god. Lemon juice is not even a start to the statement. Anyway.
So one more thing that we talked about previously was Eminem's new song. Houdini.
Yes. Houdini.
Since then, his album has come out.
He has.
Have you?
I haven't listened yet because with Houdini having so many references,
Mm.
I've gone back in time.
Yeah.
Back to the start. And
Mm.
I'm going through all his albums first.
Oh damn! There's a lot.
Yeah, just so any references or mentions, I'm like, oh, I get it.
You'll catch
Just
it.
as a refresh. So I think I've got probably half an album left before I get to his new stuff.
Nice.
So yeah.
Yeah. There are a couple albums there in the middle that are a bit shit.
Yeah. I'm like, I can just skip most of these.
Yeah. But there's a song in the new one. I won't spoil it too much.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about his daughter. He always has a song or two about his daughter. But oh my god,
Oh my god.
it made me like cry.
Oh wow.
was heavy.
Okay. Gee whiz.
There's only been 2 Eminem songs that I've ever.
What's that called?
That's a
You
good question.
dumb baby.
I should have probably looked at that. But while I look for it, there's 2 songs that have made me emotional, and it's that one. And have you ever heard the song? Well, you've gone through the albums. You know the song "Headlights" that he sings about his.
Oh my god, to his mom?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That was. Isn't that a newer one? I thought Headlights was a newer one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Headlights is a new one.
Ish.
Headlights from Marshall Mathers LP 2, like his comeback.
Yeah.
album.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, no, that was a good one. So it's on the same level as that.
yeah, like it
Oh,
is. Oof. I
crying
think it's
emoji.
called Temporary.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's with
I'll keep an eye out for that.
Skylar Grey, who did Call Me a Doctor with him and Dr. Dre.
No.
So yeah, listen to that one. It's heavy.
Oof. All right. I love that.
What an intro.
Yeah, what an intro. How about
So wait, I didn't ask you. How have you been?
Oh,
How's
so
things?
nice, so polite. No, things are good. I have just been really busy.
Yeah.
Really busy. I did a show in Sydney
Gross.
last week. It was so big. It was like 300 people.
Damn.
Wild.
Is that
Or like
what's
280.
what's the biggest crowd you've ever performed to?
I think the biggest crowd I've ever performed to was I don't know. The security said that we've had 1,000 people in and out, like give or take throughout the process of an evening, but it was a New Year's. So
Oh, okay.
it was a high number. I don't think 1,000 would be that. No, actually, I opened back in 2014, 15 at Fotsun in Port Macquarie, the Festival of the Sun,
Oh,
where artists such as Tash Sultana and Montaigne performed. I was just on one of the side stages shaking my booty
that's awesome.
and doing things. So that's how many people go to a festival?
Thousands.
That much.
Nice. That's
I'm
awesome.
famous.
Did you meet anyone?
Yeah, I got to meet Montaigne.
Mm.
And I got to meet Alex the astronaut. I wanted the 3. I wanted to meet both of them and Tash Sultana, but she was a busy bean.
Fair.
Um
Was she like the headliner of the festival?
no, this was when they were all babies.
Oh, okay.
No one knew who any of those 3 were. So I'm like, huh. And now look at them.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish. I wish. But no, that was good. Port Macquarie days. I also did a warehouse party.
Oh,
That was quote unquote off the grid. We're just gonna rent out a warehouse in the middle of nowhere, kind of like a bush doof.
yeah, but in
Yeah.
a warehouse.
And they'd roller painted the floor and walls white. And they're like, wear white because it's gonna get wild. It was probably one of the funnest things I think I've ever done.
Oh, cool.
They had like water guns full of like food dye, and
Okay.
it was water bombs full of colored water.
Yeah, yeah.
It was wild.
So it wasn't wide
was
by the end of
so
it.
Fun. It was so fun. No,
That's
it wasn't. But yeah, they're like, we'd love a fucking bunch of drag queens to come and party with us,
Mm.
and it was so good.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And that was a good couple hundred people.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. But how long ago was that?
Back in probably around the same year,
Okay.
2014-ish.
You would have started around that time.
I started in 2012.
Yeah, okay. So you were a couple years in.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is it. I'm living the
Yeah,
life.
I'm like, yeah, living the life, people. And then I look back now, I'm like, wow, I could have ridden that a bit better, but I was young and stupid.
Right. Yeah, you didn't take quite the advantage of it that you could have.
Yeah. The businesswoman inside me is like, you fucking idiot.
What would you have done different?
Chased it a bit more.
Okay.
Offered up more collabs, or just pushed my name a bit more.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, no. Other than that, it was good experiences. I can tick it off my list.
Mm.
It aged me rapidly. And now I'm here.
So do collabs, because I know, like, I don't know much about the drag scene.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that it can get a bit catty sometimes.
Oh, it's so catty.
So do collabs happen a lot because of that, or is it ever kind of like every queen for themselves?
I really wish I could say that we all hold hands and sing Kumbaya, but it's not the case.
Yeah.
And the reality is, I don't let people speak smack.
Yeah.
Like, if I hear people talking about other people, I like to think that I shut it down relatively quickly.
Mhm.
I believe that everyone should have access to doing drag.
Yeah.
A lot of queens and artists don't share that
So
view.
there's a lot of gatekeeping.
A lot of gatekeeping. Really shitty, bitchy behavior.
Mm.
And that's why I refuse to work anywhere past Kiama anymore.
Fair enough. Except for when was it, last week? The Sydney one?
Last week I did the Campbelltown show, but that's because it was my drag baby, a lot of glitter.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you can't say no to that.
I can't say no to my kids.
No.
On that front, a
That's
mother
true.
has no option.
Yeah. So with Genesis coming back next year, this has just turned into an interview now.
Yeah.
With Genesis coming back next year, what do you have? Do you have anything big planned?
Maybe actually there are some little ideas I have. I think I'm gonna shake up the format a bit.
Okay. It's just so Glitch can't win again.
it's just so Glitch can't win. It's not even Genesis, it's just point blank bullying at this point. Just dangling a crown in front of Glitch and being like, you want it? No. Want it? No. I think I'm gonna change the formula a bit next year. I think it's gonna be a bit more regimented and a bit harder.
Oh, okay.
If they want to win, if anyone wants
They're
to
gonna
win,
beg.
they're gonna beg. Lick my boot. Well, no, that's secret.
Okay. All
Secret information.
I thought as much, but I thought I'd try.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, I think unless you got anything else, we should get into your story.
Yeah, let's just get into the dumb bitchery of it all. Gonna bring back a reoccurring character.
Okay.
Today we're gonna talk about Andy.
Who would have guessed?
Who'd have thought? So today's dumb bitchery focus will be about Andy. I was talking with them the other day, which sparked this memory of mine. The amount of times in our young lives that, I don't know, Andy and I would go to the shops or we would go somewhere and we would get back to the car and Andy would do the classic pat down.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I lost my keys. And then we look in and they're sitting fucking plugged in the ignition
God.
and the car's all locked. the amount of times this motherfucker locked their keys in the car is, if I had $1 for every time, I'd be in a mansion by now. It got to a point where with their cars, they would have a wire coat hanger duct taped under the car, so then they could just peel it off and pop their lock. Because they're just a dumb bitch. There was one time we were camping in Kangaroo Valley, and them and I drove from the campsite into Kangaroo Valley just to get some ice and some supplies.
Mm-hmm.
So we're there for 5 minutes. It's a 5-minute stop. And we get back to the car, and they had locked their keys in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So myself, Andy, and the third person with us
Mm-hmm.
were like, well, what the fuck do we do? Everyone's in the campsite. No one has reception. We
Yeah.
can't call our people. So we walk
Sorry.
we walk up the main street of Kangaroo Valley. And I don't know. I'm not judgy, but Kangaroo Valley people are really weird.
They're
They're very small town.
Yeah.
And so we're talking to them and we're like, oh, Andy locked their keys in the car. And they just looked at us like, why would you do that? What do you mean you lock your car? Like,
Oh, they don't.
it's very
yeah,
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we felt very stupid. And then we finally go to a petrol station, and the person behind the counter is like, yeah, we can help you make a call to the NRMA, but it will be $5
To make the call.
to use our phone.
What the fuck?
I'm like, give us the phone. Don't be
That's so
stupid.
dumb.
So we debated that down. We made the call. The NRMA came, unlocked the car.
Did you pay the $5?
No, I'm not fucking stupid. Fucking hours and hours go past because
Yeah.
it's not near anything.
No, they'd have to go up the mountain.
So
and stuff.
NRMA came, unlocked the car. We go back to the campsite. Everyone there is furious with us because they're like, we couldn't call you. You took the only car. What the fuck? You'd have been gone for hours. It was a 5-minute trip. We thought you had crashed and died. Blah, blah. It was a whole ordeal.
Mm.
Now, luckily, Andy has a car that won't lock unless the keys are out of the ignition. And
Oh, yeah,
they,
yeah, yeah.
They lock
They got
it.
the
Yeah.
fob and stuff. Yeah.
The fob, yeah. So that's sufficient.
Okay.
But the other day I was on the phone with Andy and they were like, oh, I live in an apartment building, and I was walking home and I realized I didn't have my house key on me.
Mm.
So, and they need a fob thing to activate the elevator
Yep,
to get
yep.
to their floor.
Mm.
And they're like, oh, God damn it. So I had to I had to climb the flight of stairs, and
What
about
level do they live on?
like 12. Let's say
That's a-
we're on like, it's a 15 level building.
Mm.
They're on level 12.
Okay.
And they're like, on level 5, there's a little utilities cupboard where I have a spare key taped behind a thing so I can get it.
That's amazing.
I'm like, that is
that's the
a
most.
very efficient way to not address the fact that you're a dumb bitch. You're problem solving in a really clever way, and I admire that. I think that's fantastic. But they're like, yeah, so I had to get the spare key, unlock my door, and then take it back and tape it back to the secret spot.
That's such an Andy thing.
That's so Andy.
So Andy.
But I applaud.
Mm.
Claps for Andy because I know that they regularly listen as well.
How do they?
So they're gonna be like, oh God, you're a beautiful idiot. Andy, you're a dumb bitch. And I think that's great.
At least they know. Like, this is going to happen. I
Yeah,
gotta.
exactly.
Because
At
who would
least
think
they
to
know.
do? I wouldn't have done that. I would have been locked out of my house.
Right? That's so clever.
Mm.
It's like those little garden rocks with the spare key in it.
Yeah.
I'd forget. I'd be like, oh, I wish I had a spare key. I'd forget that it
I'd
even
look under the mat. and
object
be like,
permanence.
"Mm,
If I can't see it, it doesn't
that-
exist.
Exactly.
That's why I'm so bad at responding to messages. Yes,
Yeah.
producer.
My issue with those little garden rock things is they look so fucking fake.
Right?
Like-
and like they are all manufactured the same.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's no difference between them.
If you have a garden rock with a key in it, you also can spot garden rocks with other people's keys in it.
That's true.
Yeah. So like you're keeping your spare key somewhere where you think, oh yeah, this is gonna be safe. But people who know, and I'm gonna guess that burglars are gonna know.
Right. It's not as slick as you think it is.
No way.
I think
That's why I would never fucking have one. That's just dumb.
Absolutely. But I think what Andy has done is really clever.
That is very clever. I mean, you could use one as a diversion and put like a little picture of someone flipping them off
and be like,
in it,
"Haha, got you, sucker."
and have
You're
your
on
spare
camera,
key
bitch.
somewhere else.
That's
or just
true.
have one next to it.
Pick wisely. One has a giant killer wasp in it,
Yeah,
and the other one has
exactly.
a key.
That's my 2
The only,
cents.
the only issue is you got to remember too
What?
which one has the killer wasp and which
Oh,
one has the.
fuck. No, I'd be dead. Dead by
I think it's
killer
this one.
wasp.
Ah, fuck.
But like, yeah. No, I think that's good. Andy is a efficient dumb bitch who is aware of their dumb bitchery
Mm.
and
Which is rare.
and has come up with ways to navigate
Yeah.
the dumb bitchery.
So, is it a janitor's closet or just a?
I couldn't tell you. It's
Okay.
like a access to community closet, I guess. Like
Because what if someone sees it and it's like,
But it's like it's tucked and hidden and taped.
oh,
and,
okay. So
yeah, it's not
like
just sitting.
It's
in
not
plain
just slapped
sight.
in the back of the door.
Yeah,
Okay, fair
I'm
enough.
like that's clever.
Mm.
And then it's like you think about things and you're like little divots in like window frames and all that kind of stuff. And like you could hide a lot of shit in a lot of places.
You could, yeah.
And they do that with what's that thing called? Cache? No.
Oh, geocaching.
Geocaching. And that's essentially what that is. They've just geocached a key somewhere for their convenience.
Yeah, that's
in
fair.
case.
Although there's one day will come, they'll need to find it, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, they've like
Oh,
cleaned the thing and be like, fuck, where's the key?
just start tapping everywhere for it.
Oh dear. Oh dear. But yeah, so that's my dumb bitch story. Producer.
That's when they have to go for the backup key.
I wonder. I need to ask Andy if there is a backup key. And
Right.
How many
how
backups?
deep is the contingency?
Right up the rectum.
Right.
Because what if you're a dumb bitch and you forget to put the key back in the hiding spot?
I would all the
I
time.
would just leave it in the
I'd-
kitchen or whatever. Yeah.
Just put it on the bench when I come in.
How many times have we lost our keys just by literally putting them somewhere we really shouldn't have? And it's obvious. And we look 100 times everywhere else. Like, remember that time I was late for work?
No.
Because you put the key where it shouldn't be put and it fell and it was like under
Oh,
the
that's
bed.
right.
Oh,
It was like
what?
just-
Neri was a dumb bitch.
It was just
Yeah.
under the bed. Like it was almost poking out, but it was enough that if you were looking on the floor,
It doesn't exist.
it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And then we were looking, and I think one of us just happened to like lean over the end of the bed,
Yeah.
and we just saw the silver bit.
Oh,
But yeah,
We were looking for ages. I was like probably a half hour late to
Yeah.
work.
no.
freaking out,
I was freaking.
and we were living in,
20 minutes south.
yeah, we were living 20 minutes south
Oh,
at the time, so it's not
no.
like they could just walk to like the producer could just walk to work.
There has to be an easier solution. Since I've started putting my keys on a lanyard, I haven't had a problem.
Mm.
But like
Mm.
there has to be an easier way that isn't common knowledge to not have to have key contingencies.
Yeah, so I can't do stuff around my neck, so a lanyard would freak me out.
Well, even if it's a lanyard, oh, you don't have a handbag.
Or I
Sucks
could
to
use,
be
you know
a
how like
man.
nurses have like the thing?
Oh, like a
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, thing.
We got to get you both witch things. We
Yeah,
got to get
yeah,
Andy a
that'd
to
be
witch.
great.
office works. We need to get
Andy needs a
Andy
witch.
a witch thing.
But
Okay.
I'm pretty good with keys now. But there was one time
Ah.
what the fuck was that?
Pretty good with
the
keys
truth
now.
comes out.
Mm-hmm, sure.
There was one time, I think it was the house. No, it would have been the car keys. I must have put them. I was in the car at the time, and I had them on like the center console thing on the
Uh-huh.
lid, and I must have knocked it off with my arm, and I looked everywhere for it,
You fucking
and I
idiot.
called like I called like the like Mr. Minute.
Yeah.
And I was like, how much is it? It was like $200 to replace this key. I was like, no, thank you. And because I knew we had spares in the house, but the car keys had my house key, so I couldn't get in the house.
Oh no.
And I waited for ages, and I don't know how long until someone got home. And then one day I was just like, something fell, and I saw it fall. I'm like, oh, okay. And I reached in between the middle console, and this was like 2 weeks later or
Yeah.
something. I reached in between the middle console and the car seat and did the like hand slide thing because
Yeah.
nothing else
Yeah.
would fit in there. And I felt my fingers touch like the ridges of a key, and I was like, you gotta
You
be
son of a
shitting
bitch.
me. Like I
Oh.
looked everywhere except like,
That's
because I'm
so
like, it won't
fucked
fit in
up.
there. There's not enough space.
Oh dear.
Dumbass.
Another person who is notorious for losing things, specifically keys, is one of my housemates.
Mm.
They lost their key not long ago, and they're like, "No, it'll show up, and they finally replaced the key.
And it showed up.
No, it
Oh.
hasn't shown up, but now our front door lock is starting to really fuck up. Like
Oh.
we stick the key in and it won't turn.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, we're gonna have to fucking get it replaced. And this poor bitch has just replaced the fucking key. Nothing pisses me off.
Yeah,
more.
that's.
I think it's the cold. I think the cold has made the lock angry.
It can
Something
happen
like
because
that.
like heat and cold like
Science and
Yeah.
shit.
expands and compresses things. Whenever my whole life, whenever we've lost something,
Yeah.
my mum, she has this not a theory, a superstition.
Mm-hmm.
She'll
Anna's witchcraft.
Anna's witchcraft.
yeah. So she'll get a cup, like it has to be a clear cup, clean. It can't be like a mug or like
Yeah.
a sippy cup or whatever.
Mhm.
It has to be a glass cup, clean, and she'll turn it over. She'll keep it turned over. It has to be kind of on a bench. It has to be high up
Yeah.
in plain view, and she'll keep it turned over until the thing is found. And 9 times out of 10, you could be looking for days, and she'll turn this cup over.
And it will just
It'll
appear.
fucking show up.
What the fuck?
It's fucking witchcraft.
Science.
She does these
No, the
adorable
opposite
little
to science.
like she's so like
But she doesn't believe in witchcraft.
no, she doesn't believe in it.
I love that.
But she has so many little rituals that are so witchy that it makes me smile.
Aw.
But
Like,
Love.
Connections.
Love that.
Like she used to keep now we're just chatting about mum. She used to keep a we can't do it here because there's no room above it, but it was a cup of water on the back of the fridge.
Yeah.
And the idea of it was that it would absorb any bad energies
Bad
and then she would dump
jubies.
it out
Yeah.
and regenerate
forgot
and
about
refresh
that
it.
one before.
Yeah.
she likes sage.
She does like sage.
Like white sage and
I'm not a witch, but I like sage.
yeah, she likes white sage and palo santo, which is like the wood one.
Yep.
And she
I don't like that one. It makes me feel sick.
and yeah, she'll cleanse the house every now and then, but she's not witchy.
No, she's not a witch. She just does little witchy things and it's adorable. I love it.
that.
But yeah, that glass thing, and I used to hate it as a kid. Like she used to turn it on, and I used to be like, oh, wow, you're just wasting glass. I don't know, I was young.
And now you do it.
And now I do it. Like I'm like, I'm looking for this thing. Bang.
It works.
9 times.
There you
out of
go,
10 it'll work.
Andy. Take up witchcraft.
Yeah.
That
If
will
it-
solve your problem.
If it doesn't work, it's not there.
well, no,
You've
that's
lost it
all.
elsewhere.
It's gone.
Mm.
Done. I love that. So okay, Andy,
Yes.
as you're listening, I know this. Here's your solutions to your key losing. You turn a glass upside down on your kitchen bench
Mm.
until you find it.
Mm.
Or if you're locked out of the house, take up witchcraft, or you need a whoosh thing
Yeah.
for your key.
Or another thing you can do, and I read about this a long time ago.
And have it attached to your belt or handbag or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, it was when like microchipping and stuff was first kind of getting
Mhm.
introduced. This guy put a microchip in his hand and put a keyless entry in his door and just swipes his hand over the door and it opens. But you got a chip in your hand, so there is that too.
that's That's commitment. But
Mm.
also, what if you don't have a fob door and you need a key?
Well, I think you'd need to upgrade the door.
Oh, okay.
Is it? Are
You
they
rent.
okay?
So
Yeah, you
you
can't do
can't
that.
just do that. But yeah, so that's my dumb bitch story for the day. A bit
like
of
that it's
deviation.
not your dumb bitch story,
No,
it's somebody
it's not
else's.
mine. But like, it-
It still
it's
counts.
affected me.
Yeah, I can. I
It
can
has
imagine.
affected me in the past,
Mm.
so it's my story to tell.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So that's that. A bit of deviation, but
At least
also
Kangaroo
some
Valley is not the
advice.
worst place to be stuck. It is quite nice.
That's just one example of the places we've
Oh,
been
okay.
stuck. Yeah.
That's fair. So I think Kangaroo Valley and Berry suffer from the same thing of like being a very small town, and they're very. If you're an outsider, you are
An
outsider.
Yeah.
Like I know a guy who's lived there for about 10 years now, and they still treat him like he doesn't belong.
Wow.
So as much as I would love to, like, I thought about when we were looking for a place. I thought about Berry. This was before I met this
Yeah.
person, so I didn't know how tribalistic it was. But Jesus Christ, it's expensive for one. But two, now that I know how like kind of small town minded they are, which makes sense.
It does.
It's
it does.
kind of feel like people who live.
We get like that with like Sydney people. We're like,
Yeah, we do.
City people.
How dare? Although now that they're building the bypass over here, it's going to be.
Barry will just get forgotten about.
Oh, I think we'll forget. I think we'll get forgotten about too.
God. Yay.
It
It doesn't mean shit until they extend the train lines, though.
that's never going to happen. Those train lines were supposed to be extended to Canberra, and then they ran out of money or something, and they said, "Fuck it, we'll just end it in Nowra."
Fair. All right. Go off, I guess.
Yeah, and we've had that diesel train, that single diesel train, for about 400 years. I
It
think.
sounds like it wants to blow up.
I'm surprised it hasn't.
It probably has.
The amount of money and maintenance they must do.
I remember I was on the train once and they hit a cow. That was
What
horrific.
the fuck?
Just super random. But yeah.
I thought they could have hit anything else.
Chunks.
Oh, it exploded?
Chunks.
That is gross. I thought it would have been like, "Meh," and like take
Chunks.
it. That is disgusting.
Turns out, cow versus train win. Who'da thunk?
I remember one day I was driving on the
Who'da
highway.
thunk meat chunks?
That's would have been its name, Meat Chunks.
Oh.
Have you seen my cow, Meat Chunks? Ironically, I have. I was driving down the highway once, and you know how we got like cockatoos up the wazoo in
Oh,
this
gee
town.
whiz. Okay, yeah.
This cockatoo flew out of nowhere, and this massive Mack truck was driving full pelt, and it's just I look because it's in front of me. I'll never forget. It was quite funny. I just see feathers.
Feathers. I saw that happen in Canberra. And I'm like, oh my God, with Andy, actually.
Okay.
That was horrific.
It was it's just like an explosion of feathers.
And you would think it happens a lot more, specifically in Nara near the place where they are, because it's next to the highway and there's hundreds of them.
Once it hits about 5:36 in that, oh man, you can't hear yourself.
Just
think.
static.
It's
You're just
noise.
screaming birds.
It is.
At my work, they chew through concrete. They're chewing through concrete. It's
Really?
fucking wild. I hate birds. I fucking
They're
hate
on your list.
birds. Yeah, they
Twice?
are on my list. They are on my list twice.
Well, they were twice. We've
twice.
amended that. Yeah, it's crazy. Sometimes those birds are annoying.
Oof.
I mean, they're always annoying, but especially in that time of day, far out.
Yeah.
And you work in your work at night sometimes.
Yeah.
So it would get loud because you're close to that.
Yeah.
And you're close to the park too.
I am.
Oh, gross.
All of it. Everything. Everything everywhere all at once. It's terrible. But yeah. I feel like we have deviated a lot. How about you give us some factoonies? Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. I love that sound.
I have to change. I think
We're
we
gonna
talked about
change
changing
it,
but
but like I like it for now.
okay.
What do
so
you got?
First, I want to say, so these three facts are a little heavy. So they deal with all three deal with death in some way,
Okay.
and one is quite sad. So
Oof.
if you feel like you need to skip ahead, please do so.
Yeah.
But so my three facts are film set facts.
Ooh. Ooh,
These are
fun.
some well known. I mean, they're all pretty much well known, but I figured some people may not know them. And
Mhm.
I don't think it'll grind your nuggets.
But
to,
it's interesting.
yeah.
Cool. I might have some to throw back at you. So
Okay.
let's go.
So in The Exorcist,
Yes.
the house that was filmed, the house that it was filmed in,
Mm-hmm.
where she's in there and
Yeah.
and the priest comes and all that, got burnt down. Except every room got torched, except for the room that the demon was in.
Okay.
So that's my first fact. I found that very interesting.
That's a bit interesting. That's spoopy.
Like, yeah, maybe she
Damn.
was really,
Maybe she was.
maybe she was really possessed.
Turns out none of it was like filmed. Blair Witch Project was made as like look over there.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to the real thing
Yeah.
that happened. Wow. Okay.
But do you mean Poltergeist? Oh, not Poltergeist. Exorcist.
The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Is that what you're
Blair
talking?
Witch Project?
No, I know. That's what I mean.
Oh,
So the Exorcist was real.
Yeah.
And then they made Blair Witch Project as look, this is real footage we
Yeah,
found
yeah,
to
yeah.
distract.
I remember hating Blair Witch
It's
Project.
fucking stupid.
It's so dumb.
It's
The
so-
chick who's crying, she got a massive booger in
A
it.
snot bubble. Love that journey
Although
for her.
the more you hear about the making of that movie,
Mm.
the more fucked up it is.
Yeah, like the fact that none of them were clued into what was going on.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah. Wow.
It's gross. So the second one is Poltergeist.
Okay.
So they used
They're here.
Yeah,
that one?
that one.
Yeah.
so a bunch of people died in
Yeah.
that movie. The little
They
girl, a
did,
bunch
right?
of stuff, yeah.
Yep.
But because everyone knows about that, I chose to pick this one. So they used real skeletons because they were cheaper than fake skeletons.
Oh my god. Was that the in the water thing?
Yeah, so when
Yeah, I
they
think-
realized they built above an Indian burial ground,
Yeah.
real skeletons.
Oh my god. I think deep down I feel like I knew that, but also because they were cheaper.
Mm. Yeah.
That's a
Also,
bit,
like, are we talking free?
like like free.
Like, did
free
they-
is as cheap as it gets. Can you just dig up things and then look, not steal them, but borrow them?
You go
and
back to
put
where you
them
came from. It's sorry.
for the most part.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's rumored that some people who died during and after the movie were cursed by the said skeletons.
Probably got the Black Plague from rotted. Wow. Okay. That's a bit bad. That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
It makes me want to watch though and have a look and be like, oh my god, that's a real skelly man. Like, you couldn't
It's
do that.
crazy. Yeah, some things they used to do back then for production of movies is ridiculous.
Like one of my little on-set movie facts.
sorry.
Jaws.
Yeah.
The opening scene to Jaws where the woman gets killed in the bay. You know that her screams are authentic pain. The
Really?
harness they used to drag her through the water crushed her pelvis from the pressure.
Oh my god.
So she was screaming authentic pain, and they're like, "Snap, click, we're keeping it in." And she's crushed her
Oh
pelvis.
Jesus.
Yeah, because the pressure of the water and shit dragging through.
Of course.
Fucking
Damn.
movies are wild.
You know, so Jaws was supposed that shark was supposed to be seen
Yeah.
heaps,
yeah,
but it kept
and
breaking down.
It broke and then ended up sinking. So
Mm.
there's only I think 4 minutes worth of footage with the shark in it.
Yeah, which I think makes it more terrifying
Kind of.
because you don't see
Shark
it.
movies are a different vein of spoop.
Mm.
I love a good spoopy movie,
Mm.
but shark movies just hit different.
because they're real.
I guess.
Mm.
I mean, I've watched movies like Sharknado and
Oh well, yeah. That's
stuff
fair.
like that. I watched that with my housemate, Sharknado 1, and we had a lot of wine
Mm.
during that first one, and we were so flabbergasted with how it ended with the straight white man savior at the end jumping through the air and chainsawing a shark in half.
What?
And we're like, what the fuck? And that ends, and we were talking and rambling so much that the second one automatically started.
Okay.
And we're like, oh my god, there's more. And we had so much wine that we sat through a whole second movie. and then found out that there's 8 of them.
There's a shit ton of them.
And we watched a trailer for the newest one.
Okay.
And there's Arthur and the Round Table. There's cyborgs. There's dinosaurs. There's sharks in space, and there's a mechanical shark. We're like,
That's
we've
too
seen
much.
enough.
Yeah.
We've seen enough.
I think there's a movie out there. I have to Google it. I think there's a movie out there about like a priest and dinosaurs and stuff.
Producer has the answer.
Velocipasta.
Is that what it's called?
Pretty sure.
I gotta Google it.
I'm Googling it
Okay.
to confirm, but I'm pretty sure it's called Velocipasta.
And I also think there's a movie, and it's not Eight-Legged Freaks.
I
loved Eight-Legged
Did you?
Freaks.
Yeah.
The little they scream. The little screams.
You know spiders do scream?
Oh God!
For
Don't tell
real?
me that.
I squirted this huntsman in the face with bug spray one time, and it
I shouldn't laugh.
squealed. I don't know if it was air escaping its tiny little lungs, but like it, I'm like, whoa, and then I
Yeah.
hit the bottom
I
of
don't
the
want
can
this.
because I'm like, oh my god, it's making sounds. So Lord of
Yes.
the Rings screaming, yeah,
The Velocipasta.
Velocipasta.
Let's see what the synopsis says, huh?
Tell us, please.
After losing his parents, a priest travels to China, where he inherits a mysterious ability that allows him to turn into a dinosaur. Although he is horrified by the new power, a sex worker convinces him to use it to fight crime.
Wonderful.
You put it. Send that in the chat. We
There's
need
a
to download
sequel.
it. We need to download and watch these movies. Oh my goodness. Add it to the list.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's crazy. And there's one
Producer's dead.
there's a movie about a murdering tire.
Rubber.
Is that what it's called?
I've rubbed it.
Yeah.
I've rubbed it. I've watched it. That was. It's fun. It's fun.
Is it?
It's
Okay.
fun because it's different. It's stupid, but it's fun.
Yeah. There's a ton of weird movies like that.
Oh, love that. Right.
The third-
Fact number 3.
Okay, so this one is a bit heavy. And I have a bit of a soundbite for it. Although it
Okay.
didn't bring the whole thing through, so I
Okay.
may have to.
Gee whiz.
Anyway,
Alright.
so all dogs go to heaven.
Oh god. Okay.
Judith Barcy, she was also Ducky in Land Before Time,
Oh. Okay.
voices Anne Marie. It was, unfortunately, her final film. Although I won't explain why. You can Google it if you want.
Google that in your own time.
The final scene was has the character of Charlie, who's voiced by Burt Reynolds, and he had to do that after Judith's passing, and he did so many takes that him and the producers and the engineers lost track of how many takes due to him breaking down so much.
Oof.
Even his best take had him choking up. So the animators had to redraw the scene, which was Charlie saying goodbye to Anne Marie. But if you listen to it and you kind of know the behind the scenes, it's really Burt Reynolds saying goodbye to Judith. So yeah, I'm going to play it a little bit.
Gee whiz.
Listen, Squeaker, I want you to do something for me, all right?
Uh-huh.
I want you to take care of Itchy. You know, just while I'm gone. You got a home now, and he doesn't have anybody.
Don't worry, Charlie. I will.
Great. Well, goodbye, little buddy.
Oh, Charlie, I'll miss you.
Yeah, I'll miss you too, Squeaker. Now, you go to sleep, huh?
Charlie, will I ever see you again?
Sure. Sure you will, kid. You know, goodbyes aren't forever.
Then, goodbye, Charlie. I love you.
Yeah. I love you too.
Mary.
Look, when I was researching this, I got yeah,
Oh.
it's heavy, that one. You can't skip it, unfortunately. You had to listen to that whole thing.
I did. Oh, Neri. In the naughty stool for you, sir.
Yeah,
Wow.
oof. I always thought Land Before Time was her final film, but then
No.
you hear that and it's like, oh. And when you
Yeah.
watch it, like, oh, anyway.
Yeah.
But so yeah, so Burt Reynolds saying goodbye to Judith Barcy was just.
Yeah. Rest
Heavy.
in peace to Judith Barcy.
And Burt Reynolds, who died recently
And
too.
Burt Reynolds. Gee whiz.
But he died, I think, of natural causes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was old as shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, gotta bring it back somehow. Can't just like dump that
and walk away.
run. But, like, have fun with that. Oh wow!
I promise next week's will be nicer.
We shall see. We shall see. I have some exciting news. This week.
You're pregnant, yeah.
This week, I have our first write-in
Oh,
dumb bitch. So
yeah.
we're not gonna do our dumb bitches of the week this time.
Okay.
We'll do them every now and then, but
The write-ins or the dumb bitches of the week?
the
Both.
dumb bitches of the week. We'll
Yeah, yeah.
scatter them through.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
But and I've saved these. I've skim read them.
Okay.
I haven't read them in depth, so I don't know what they are. I
Good.
just know that they're a dumb story.
We can
I'm
we
just
can
gonna read
react
it.
together.
Yeah. When I was in year 7, I was vanilla, very innocent.
Okay.
I wasn't a cool kid. I didn't get the jokes. Teens like to say sexual jokes. Well, I wanted to fit in a bit more because the girls and boys would mock me for not knowing things. One day, I was like, oh yeah, I know things. Some guy said, oh really? I said, yep. He said, okay, so what's jerking off then?
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Ryder wrote, I said, with my whole confidence, it's when you jerk your dick off from your body and swap it with your mate.
Wait, what? Look, you could have said anything, and that would have been the last thing I would have. That's the last thing I think. It wasn't even. Wow.
It's when you jerk your dick off from your body and swap it with your mate.
Jesus.
Hey, Neri,
fuck.
want to jerk off? We'll swap dicks.
That's wild. That is crazy.
Thank you, Ryder.
That's
Thank you,
amazing.
listener. I love that. That's fun.
Ah,
Oh,
that's 10.
that's what I needed.
Yeah, 10 points to Gryffindor. On that
10
one.
points to Gryffindor.
That's fantastic.
Oh, send in more because that's fun. I love short, sweet, but hilarious. Producer.
Did the writer give themselves a name?
They didn't. They didn't
Aw.
give themselves a name. But we can just. How about we do this? Writer number 1. Writer number 1. Live brainstorm.
Oh,
Writer number 1.
Dick swap.
Dick swap. Dick swap.
dick swap.
Thank you, Dick swap.
I'm
Thank
just
you
gonna
so
call
much.
him Jerky, but that's better.
Jerky.
Jerky. Jerk.
That's
oh my
amazing.
god.
Good job.
Have either of you ever had
My penis exchanged with somebody else.
I've never
Can't say
I
jerked
that.
off.
haven't once and I want mine back. No, I've
Bad
had
swap.
my own dick sent to me on dating apps once.
Oh, I've heard this
And I'm
story.
like, that's mine. And the person was like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it is. And then he's like, send me another pic and prove it. I'm like, no, then you have 2 pictures of my penis. Have either of you ever mixed up a sexual joke or innuendo?
Oh, probably too many to count. Like, honestly, I can't talk around people with dirty minds
Fair.
because I don't think before words come out of my mouth.
Fair.
And then I end up going, fuck. Because I have a dirty mind also. I mean, we did a pottery class recently for a friend's birthday.
The ghost of it all.
It was so fun. It was really good. But so
penis of it all.
we were doing my particular little group. It was just 3 of us girls. 3, 4.
3 girls,
3.
1 pot.
3 of us girls. And we were doing like the handcrafting while the others were doing the wheel.
Slapping, yep.
And just the amount of innuendos that we just kept. Like, it was just this one little thing that the instructor said, and we were like, and then we couldn't stop.
Yeah.
That's how it
The breaking the dam of the giggles is terrible.
Mm-mm.
It's
We
like,
were
when
the
you,
worst.
it's like when you're at school and your teacher says something like that, although you're a child.
I'm like
so
that
it's
at
hilarious.
funerals though. I laugh a lot and I can't stop. at
That's the
funerals.
giggle loop.
The giggle loop.
If you've seen Coupling, you know it's a very obscure
Oh, yeah.
British comedy. I would recommend. It's fucking great.
Okay, producer recommendation.
Yeah, Coupling is one of my favorite like British comedy TV shows.
It's good.
Nice.
It's
It's real good.
great. But so it's got the guy that what is he? He does
He's in Pirates of the Caribbean.
yeah, he's
He
like the
plays
prissy guy
He plays the guy that is in love with Elizabeth in the
that's
first
supposed to
one,
marry
but
her.
He's the officer.
Oh,
yeah, that guy. He's like the main guy
For
in
some
it.
reason, I'm thinking Cutler Beckett, but I don't think that's
think
I think
that's
that is his
it.
name. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, fucking great. One of the characters who is just mint. His name is Jeff.
It's always a Jeff.
My name
Jeff.
is Jeff.
He has
Jeff.
the funniest stupid shit. He is a nice dumb bitch. I think he's
No, Cutler Beckett's the one from the second movie. He's the uppity punce.
anyway. We're not having dumb bitches of the week, but he is my dumb bitch of every week.
Every week.
He tells the theory of the giggle loop, and it's perfect. And it's basically the thing of you're sitting there in a very somber situation, for example, a funeral.
Yeah.
And you have a thought of the worst thing I could possibly do right now is laugh. And that's when it starts.
And it just happens.
And then you're always thinking, I can't laugh. But the laugh gets bigger and bigger
does.
and bigger
Oh.
until it just fucking breaks loose. It's good. And I was forever changed by the giggle loop.
Nice.
I'm glad I found that because there was one time I was overseas and I was going to like how like you go to certain places and they have like I was in New Zealand and they have like a Maori village.
Yeah.
And the guy on the bus said, "Whatever you do, this is very serious.
Yeah.
They have to accept you into their village."
Oh, and you just laughed.
Well, he goes, it's a very serious thing. They're going to put a palm from down to accept you,
Yeah.
and they're going to like come at you and they're going to like come up with spears, but it'll be fine, blah blah. And you need one person, and it was a whole thing. And he goes, "Whatever you do, don't laugh." And from that moment on, I
see,
knew
you can't say
can't
that.
and I was like, "Oh shit!" And the whole time we were standing there, I had to have my face down. I didn't laugh. I held it, but I had to have my face down. Like I was standing in the back of the crowd, so they didn't really notice. But I had my face down.
And you wanted to laugh so
Oh,
bad.
it was. If it lasted any longer, I think I would have cracked.
So, have you ever mixed up a sexy innuendo, Neri?
I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
I have a similar story to yours though, but the producer can't get mad at me.
Why would the producer get mad at you?
Is the producer a dumb bitch?
Has
No,
the
no.
producer heard this story?
No, I've never told the story. So there was a girl I was seeing. This is years ago. I was in high school.
Bajillion years
Oh, how
ago.
can I get mad at the past?
Okay.
We both have a past. My past is littered with failures.
Okay.
Alright,
So
go.
I was in high school, and like picture messaging had just become a thing.
Oh god, okay. Oh god, I can envision it.
And this girl sends me a picture, right?
Neri.
And
Go.
and very nice. And then I'm looking,
nice.
and then I'm looking at pornography, and the same picture is on that website. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I found out that she was just grabbing pictures off,
And you
the
were sending
internet.
real pictures.
and I was sending real
Oh,
pictures.
Neri, you, my sweet summer
And
child.
but she hadn't just sent it to me; she sent it to about 5 different dudes.
Yeah,
And I was like,
that's called
And-
catfishing.
"Yeah."
Neri.
But that's the closest thing I've had to anything like that, like getting a picture and finding it on the internet, not a day
That
later.
would be a bit strange.
Mm.
That would be a bit strange.
'Cause I'm like, either you're lying or you're a high school student that does pornography, which is highly illegal.
oh my god, imagine. I remember way back. I'm like, why would anyone want a blowjob? Like, you wouldn't even feel it. It'd just be like. But obviously now I'm a pro and I know things.
Yeah.
But like, you know, at least I never jerked off with my mates and swapped
Penises. That's
A
probably
circle
good thing.
jerk? You'll never get your own dick
I
back.
wouldn't even know who you have by the end of it.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I think we've safely brought it back
I think we
after
have. I
you
think we're
fucking
good.
sideswiping everybody. thank you for listening. Find us on the socials.
Yeah, we
Send
have
us
our own Instagram,
email.
emails. You should know by now.
You should know by now.
If not, you can find us on Instagram, and the email will be in the Instagram.
Yeah. Have
Synergy.
fun. Don't jerk off and swap anymore. It's outdated. And
If you need a new one, just loan one out.
And make sure that if you ever lose your keys, to go out and find a
You need a in your life.
thingy. Bye.